Let's see, check. Remember Lunchly? Sales are down 97% now by Ryan Pictures.
Biggest stars announced that they were teaming up to take on Lunchables.
Let's see.
When 3 of YouTube's biggest stars announced that they were teaming up to take on Lunchables, parents thought they had finally found a solution to the school lunch problem. But with sales and relevance falling off, something very clearly went wrong. It all began in September 2024 as the internet lost its mind when Mr. Beast, KSI, and Logan Paul announced that they were teaming up for something completely unexpected.
For money.
The trio revealed Lunchly, a pre-packaged meal kit which is their direct assault on Lunchable's billion-dollar empire, promising to deliver something the food industry had never seen before. For those who may not know,
They delivered
Lunchables
more
are
to
basically
kids.
these pre-packaged do-it-yourself meal kits. They usually have things like crackers, deli meats, cheeses, treats, and come with a little drink. The timing was perfect, dropping right before the new school year when parents were already stressing about what to pack in their kids' lunchboxes.
No,
Every
that
Lunchly
was
kit
what.
include prime
Okay, before the school year, okay, that's good. So like after summer, but parents are not stressing about what to put.
drinks, Feastables chocolate, and what they claimed
That's
were
not the
significantly
biggest
better
problem.
ingredients than anything Lunchables had ever offered. According to the founders, Lunchly is a better option for those looking for a convenient, healthier choice compared to Lunchables, targeting
Okay, convenient. Healthier is questionable. It's convenient if you have the money for it. I feel like this is overpriced, but I don't know.
health-conscious parents
It's
who want
Logan
to
Paul and KSI, so it has to be overpriced.
give their kids something better without the guilt. The trio even made a video comparing Lunchly to Lunchables to show that their product is much more superior.
Lunchly versus Lunchables.
With Lunchly, you get
I love electrolytes. I love electrolytes. Give it to my kids.
amount of liquid. Prime has no sugar added, more electrolytes, and more B vitamins.
Crunch Bar. Feastables Crunch
Yeah!
Starting from the ingredients,
Bar. Our pizza uses
I feel like if you buy this Lunchly, it's like a bully magnet.
real cheese. Theirs, as it says on their box, is mozzarella pasteurized prepared cheese product. They can't even call it real cheese.
to compare the calories in each product,
22 grams of sugar,
10 grams of sugar,
7 grams of protein.
9 grams of protein.
while openly complaining about how bad Lunchables are.
Come in close and look at the queso cheese in Lunchly versus whatever that is.
Queso
Drip versus
cheese.
stick. I like my cheese drippy, bruh. This is
I like my
Lunchly
cheese
salsa right
drippy,
here. Look
bro.
at the consistency, the texture. And this is Lunchables. This look, it's watery. I can't even look at that.
They also have a dedicated section on the main website just to highlight how Lunchly is much healthier than Lunchables. Within weeks, Lunchly secured shelf space at major grocery retailers like Kroger's and Albertsons across the country, something that typically takes new food brands years to
Kroger's is
achieve.
big.
And suddenly, parents everywhere were seeing Lunchly positioned right next to the Lunchables they'd been buying for decades. And not just that,
I mean, if it's like if they sell it as the same price as the Lunchable, then it's a win. They have to sell it at like the same price. But I feel like it's gonna be
content creators
pricier.
started writing the Lunchly trends and created
But if
videos like
it's the same price, the parent could be like, "Oh, I accidentally bought this one. This is a new one."
only ate Lunchly for a
Why
week,
not?
and Lunchly versus Lunchables.
If it's already like
skits to take advantage of the hype. Everything
next
seemed
to each
perfect.
other.
The hype was massive, and parents were ready to make this the hype. Everything seemed perfect.
This
The
is
hype was massive,
$4.
and parents were ready to make the switch. But there was one problem the trio hadn't anticipated, and it was that not everyone was buying into the
What's the
hype.
other
Destiny
price?
Moody, a registered dietitian, board-certified specialist in sports nutrition, and a personal trainer, published an article titled "Lunchly has really pissed off this dietitian. Here's why." She pointed out that despite marketing itself as healthier, Lunchly contained 25 to 35% of calories from saturated fat, way above the USDA's
But yeah, that's what they do with the Prime too. They have like electrolytes, but they have like the bad type of electrolytes or whatever. So it's like, okay, they have more of them, but the one that they have is just like shit. You would rather have like less and like actually like good healthy electrolytes or whatever.
Of just 10% for school lunches. Additionally, each of their meals contain 12 to 14% of calories.
So I guess it's the same here. Like they have more, but it's like
that kids'
lower quality one.
10% or less calories from sugar. This growing nutritional backlash was already spreading across social media.
Or that electrolyte is like made from salt or whatever.
One of the most respected family-friendly creators on the platform with nearly 30 million subscribers joined the conversation. This is selling stuff for the sake of making
DDM is just jumping on any hype that happens, and he just tweets about it, and like he's like, I'm based, Copes, and I'm based. He just gets these free clicks and whatever happens. If like, what was that other stuff? It was something like Witcher 4 and something. Or like God of War, and he was complaining about some bullshit.
Simple. How does this benefit their fans? This is selling crap to kids who don't know better than to trust the people who are selling it to them. Do better. Because he is a YouTuber who has built his entire career on being trustworthy, wholesome, and genuinely caring about kids' well-being. When DanTDM speaks, parents actually listen. Within hours, the tweet exploded across social media, with DanTDM supporters rallying behind his message, praising him for speaking truth to power and protecting children from what they saw as another YouTuber's cash grab, with comments like, none of them are passionate about health towards fans, only their wallets. So disappointing.
No shit.
YouTubers are money hungry these days. I miss the old YouTube. But the Lunchly defenders weren't backing down either.
They tried to do on paper a tiny bit better than Lunchly or Lunchable or whatever. And all for that just kill their market
was not any
for money.
Different. Bro wasn't complaining when he was making millions selling DanTDM merch to kids. But the timing couldn't have been worse for the Lunchly trio. Just as they were building maximum momentum and excitement, one of the most trusted voices in the space had essentially called their entire project designed to exploit children. Instead of taking the more mature approach and addressing DanTDM's concerns, KSI decided to go on full attack mode. KSI quote tweeted DanTDM.
What would have been cool if they make like prime milk or whatever? It's like something like chocolate milk or some shit. I'd like the prime electrolyte workout drink for kids.
Looks like crap to me, but KSI wasn't done, as he immediately doubled down by exposing what he saw as DanTDM's hypocrisy, pointing out that the family-friendly creator had promoted Munch Pack, which is a food subscription box targeted
at
but
it's not him making the food, he just tries it out.
KSI also pointed out Dan himself promoted other harmful products for kids in his video.
If you just type in DanTDM sweets, there's countless of videos of him eating sweets, promoting sweets to his audience.
And he started bringing up other YouTubers who had released candy and sweets without facing the same level of criticism, naming Ryan Trahan and FaZe Rug as examples of creators who got a free pass for their sugary products.
Where was the same energy when Ryan Trahan released sweets?
I thought that's a good product. People like that.
I'm not throwing them under the bus.
Instead of addressing whether Lunchly was
every time I saw someone like reviewing it, they had like positive stuff about it.
Who was allowed to sell products to children, and shifted to claiming that
good packaging, good amount of stuff.
Successful.
It's because people just hate us. When it comes to Twitter, Twitter is just a cesspool of the most depressed people on this earth.
The internet community watched this meltdown in real time and was not impressed, with viewers saying KSI's ego has grown so much to the point where he actually believes that he hasn't done anything wrong. KSI trying to gaslight himself into believing he's winning this argument. But KSI's Twitter tantrum was just the beginning, because while he was busy attacking DanTDM's toys and calling people depressed, actual medical experts were taking a much closer look at Lunchly's healthier alternative claims. Dr. Mike, a board-certified family medicine physician with nearly 15 million subscribers, decided
Isn't
to
this the guy that
health claims under the microscope.
was fighting in IDUBS
cut right into the most important
boxing event
of a food product, nutrition. And when Dr. Mike compared Lunchly to actual nutritional standards for school lunches, he discovered a big problem.
USDA caloric guidelines say that a lunch meal for kids K through 8 should contain around 625 calories. Lunchly turkey contains only 230 calories,
which leads to even bigger consequences.
Which would mean a kid would need to eat about 2.7 portions to consume enough calories.
And if they did that, they'd get nearly 1,300 milligrams of sodium,
which is also significantly over the USDA standards.
But it got worse as Dr. Mike found that despite being marketed as a healthier option, Lunchly failed multiple nutritional standards.
Less than 10% of calories should come from saturated fat. Lunchly turkey, 23% of calories come from saturated fat. Less than 10% of calories should come from added sugars. Lunchly turkey,
Why didn't they
10.4
check
comes
this,
from
the
added
company
sugars.
that made
And
it?
gave viewers the ultimate verdict.
It's clear Lunchly, just like Lunchables, misses the mark too many times to be considered meaningfully healthy.
Oh, it's
At
both
least in
of
my
them,
opinion.
not
People
just
all over the
Lunchly.
world agreed with Dr. Mike's videos, saying things like Lunchly is healthier than Lunchables is like saying drinking 23 beers a week is healthier than drinking 24. Technically, that's right. That's not a meal no matter how you think about it. That's feeding your kids with trash. But Dr. Mike
Yes, but-
wasn't the only medical expert paying attention. Dr. Brian
Well, it has to
Sutter,
be
a
like
sports
pre-made
medicine
stuff,
doctor,
like,
noticed that Lunchly
you
had
can
been
just drop
pushing
it in their
electrolytes
bag.
as one of the key ingredients and one of the reasons
Long-lasting
why they're
stuff.
much better than Lunchables. So he decided to speak up with a tweet that would then go viral. Sodium getting rebranded as electrolytes will be taught in marketing textbooks one day. What Dr. Sutterer meant by this is that sodium is the main electrolyte in energy drinks. But instead of just saying sodium, Prime rebranded itself as electrolytes because it was actually just potassium instead of sodium. But instead of addressing the science, Logan Paul chose to personally attack the medical expert with an aggressive tweet. Crazy how even a sports medicine doctor can't tell the difference between
you cannot
sodium
quote
and
unquote
potassium,
that.
you idiot. In response to Logan Paul's tweet, Dr. Sutterer made an entire video
You
titled
cannot
"The
quote
Truth About
unquote that.
Electrolytes, Prime and Lunchly." In the video, he broke down the basics behind Prime and Lunchly's electrolyte marketing themes.
They advertise on the side of the
Am I
bottle that
blind or the
850
videos quality is
milligrams of
dog
electrolytes.
shit?
What does that mean? It's primarily potassium.
It is dog
It's
shit.
basically flavored coconut water. That's the number 2 ingredient is coconut water, and that's where you get a lot of that potassium.
While comparing Prime to other energy drinks on the market like Element.
But Element, 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 of magnesium. So you compare that with Prime, one has 10 milligrams of sodium, one has 1,000 milligrams of sodium. One has 700 of potassium, 200 of potassium. When you have such extremes in what is being found in these beverages, you have to question what is actually appropriate.
And revealed that Prime wasn't even functional as the hydration drink it was claiming itself to be.
But the specific thing with Prime is that it doesn't have the amount of sodium that you need for optimal hydration, specifically with sweat loss.
Dr. Sutter also pointed out the real problem is the way people marketed Prime and Lunchly.
The challenge is that it's marketed with professional elite athletes consuming it as this optimal hydration electrolyte beverage that is good
It's
for
just
you
a
when you're
way to
exercising,
win.
good for your health,
They
good for
select
your
the
hydration.
as well as
guy.
its misleading buyers.
And so they're
Sponsor him
advertising
and
it like
he's,
it
like,
has these benefits with
drinking it,
hydration that
acting
simply
like it's
don't
good.
hold up when you look at the science based on the actual electrolyte composition.
And to nobody's surprise, Logan Paul's aggressive tweet united the whole internet against him with a lot of negative comments. Logan Paul getting on Dr. Sutterer for simply spreading facts is wild. Bro is really desperate to make a health scam. The fact that Logan was so ready and willing to call a doctor an idiot just sums
Idiot.
up how fit he is to be selling
Holy.
a product that's supposed to be good for your health. Just like KSI attacking Dan TDM personally, instead of addressing concerns about kids' products, Logan was now attacking a medical doctor personally instead of addressing the science behind their health claims. And similar to Dr. Mike, Dr. Sutterer also posed the question that makes you think twice before using Lunchly.
Do you really think that the same beverage that should be used to hydrate elite mixed martial art UFC
Holy shit. Okay,
fighters training
this
and
stalling,
sweating
this
for
is such a
hours
boring part.
is what you should drink at lunch when you're
He's
not
stalling,
sweating? And I think if you think about that, you'll
I
realize
don't know
that those
what,
are very
18
different
minutes plus or what you
scenarios
need for more
that should have
ads.
very different hydration. And trying to market one thing as being applicable to all that,
It's not 10 minutes, it's
is
like
not good.
8 or
While
9
Lunchly
minutes.
was already
for
struggling
that.
with health experts destroying their marketing claims, and Logan Paul attacking medical professionals, the legal system was about to catch up too. Laura Vera filed a lawsuit asserting that Prime's 12-ounce energy drinks contain 215 to 225 milligrams of caffeine, surpassing the advertised 200 milligrams. The lawsuit highlights that the caffeine content equates to half a dozen Coke cans, or nearly 2 12-ounce Red Bulls, which increase the likelihood
Wait,
of
there's
getting
caffeine caffeine.
risks like anxiety, digestive issues, heart issues, and insomnia. And that's not even the first lawsuit against Prime and Logan Paul, because there's another class action lawsuit from 2023 alleging that a flavor of their sports drinks contain PFAS or forever chemicals, which are synthetic chemicals found in various products that can accumulate in the body over time. And according to the CDC, studies in animals have shown that the chemicals could affect reproduction, thyroid function, the immune system, and liver function.
Why isn't
All of
there
that
like a
would pale in
government
comparison to what
system
was
that
coming
checks all of the
next. It
food
all
and it
started
just
with a
bans
single
them
YouTube video that would change
if it's
everything.
shit?
Rosanna Pansino, a famous cooking YouTuber
Or
with
the
almost
mold
15 million
incident.
subscribers, created a video comparing Lunchly and Lunchables. As she was opening both meal kits for the
Ooh,
blind tasting
wait.
test,
Oh, this one has Capri Sun, the Lunchable. Reese's. I would rather eat Lunchables. Capri Sun is a 100% better. Kids like it more than just Prime shit.
she discovered something absolutely disgusting.
These are molded. This is molded. That's mold. This
W
is
mold.
not safe. Especially like kids that are so young, they may not know what mold looks like, so they might just eat it.
But to make matters worse, her team just
Extra
bought these
flavor,
Lunchly kits
eat
from the
it.
store.
We just got them from the store. It says used by December 8th, 2024. And today's date is October 16th. So these are supposed to be good for like another
Wanna
2
go
months.
see us?
Within hours, the video had exploded
Oh my
across social
God,
media.
the
But
blue
this wasn't
cheese,
just one
alle fucking
isolated
foodlabeln.
incident, as a few others have also discovered mold in their Lunchly meals and posted their experience on social media. The timing couldn't have been
CS
worse.
bad guy.
Parents who had already been questioning Lunchly's health claims thanks to the medical experts were now seeing actual food safety
I don't know if I have a
disasters.
rating.
And the
I might
comments were
have. I
overwhelmingly
played
negative,
recently.
with people saying things like literally zero quality control on Lunchly, time to rebrand to Moldly. But of course,
Moldly.
Mr. Beast's fans couldn't let this slide, as they started calling Pansino's video fake. You are full of crap. You can accelerate the mold growing, which I
I'm
bet
paying
you
for the
did
cheese
click
that's made
engagement.
from like the
I think it's
worms
highly
scrolling
likely
through
you
the
placed
cheese.
it with moldy cheese to get clickbait. That's why we didn't see you actually peel back the plastic. Even someone from Mr. Beast's team
You can
were
die if
calling
you
out
accidentally eat
Pansino
the
for
worm.
faking the video. So Mr. Beast's team is now trying to do damage control to the press. Did someone from Mr. Beast's team seriously just try to imply that I faked the mold in the Lunchly I bought? Is
She
their
did.
PR move going to be smearing me when there are dozens of
She
other
did
reports
fake
of
the
mold in
mold.
their food? However, Rosanna Pansino's next tweet completely destroyed any doubts about Lunchly's quality. Had a lot of Mr. Beast fans spread the lie that I was faking the moldy Lunchly vid and would never post the full clip with no cuts. Well, here you go. I'm sure they will still not believe this is real, but maybe the dozens of other videos online showing moldy mozzarella cheese in Lunchly's will convince them. Again, please be careful eating these if you have them.
Yeah.
I think I would be the first. Is that the not version? Is that one?
These are molded.
The spread of the viral video
Molded.
showing a moldy Lunchly kit resulted in hundreds of stores checking and sometimes preemptively pulling stock just to be safe. Consumer confidence collapsed overnight, and the moldy cheese crisis
When you cannot
had
even
accomplished
check
what
it
all the
because it's
Twitter
like
drama and
around the
health
cardboard
expert
box.
criticism couldn't. It had made Lunchly actively dangerous in the minds of parents. For a
I've
brand that
seen
had launched
inside.
just months earlier with massive hype and celebrity backing, these controversies hurt Lunchly's fast growth dreams.
W
especially as
Lunchly.
retailers began to quietly adjust displays and monitor sales more closely. But while the internet was convinced that this food safety crisis had killed Lunchly entirely, the reality of what happened next would surprise everyone. The confusion started in late 2024, when some store employees put up signs making certain Lunchly kits as discontinued or unavailable, as well as influencers recording
it was
empty
something
Lunchly
like-
shelves, fanning rumors that the entire brand was pulled.
Yeah, they
People even
closed it,
posted
but
on
apparently
Reddit
they
to ask
didn't.
about the brand. Is Lunchly officially dead? Genuine question. Neither Mr. Beast, KSI, or Logan Paul have posted about Lunchly lately. Even the Lunchly socials have gone
Ashless
completely
Mr.
silent.
Beast
They announced a few new
snark.
products here and there, but nothing for months. I don't really hear anyone talking about it, and haven't noticed if it's in more or less stores in my area. Social media exploded with posts mocking the products with tweets like, "You can't spell
Top
Lunchly
1%
without the L."
commenter.
But here's what actually occurred. There is no formal announcement from Lunchly, its founders KSI, Logan Paul, Mr. Beast, or regulators like the FDA declaring a full discontinuation. And what happened was much smaller in scale. Some Lunchly flavors or SKUs were temporarily marked inactive or removed from certain store inventories. This happened most often in late 2024 and early 2025.
Big deal by the Lunchly.
especially
Maybe
after
yours
cheese
has
mold
mold
concerns
too.
spiraled. The food safety
You need the
crisis had
mold.
triggered specific responses,
It's
not a
rare.
complete brand shutdown, as no recall covered the entire brand. Smaller, lot-based recalls were enacted to solve the mold issue, then replaced with new batches. When industry analysts actually investigated the discontinuation claims, they found in most cases only specific
And what's
Lunchly
next? There's gonna be a
varieties,
rat
like turkey
inside the
stacks, went
Lunchly.
missing or were temporarily pulled. Even major chains like Kroger still carried at least 2 Lunchly varieties into mid-2025. While some stores had completely removed the products,
Fungus.
others were still actively selling them months after the supposed death of the brand. And for most stores, the empty shelves weren't permanent because retailers clarified that discontinued for now meant only until safety checks or restocks passed quality control. And while physical stores were pulling products and putting up discontinuation signs, Lunchly kits also remained available online during this whole period.
I'm
Even
gonna buy it
users on
online,
Reddit also noticed the
clueless.
same thing. They've barely promoted it, but have noticed it a lot more in stores these past few months. It notably is more expensive than Lunchables.
Yeah,
Here
see?
they are
They
at
are-
my local Aldi last weekend for nearly $2 more than comparable Lunchables.
$2
While Lunchly
more.
survived the moldy cheese crisis, the damage
See, they
to
can't
their
even keep the
reputation
same
was severe.
price.
The search interest just dropped after the launch, and by now it's basically flatlined, showing that people simply stopped caring about Lunchly, the brand that had launched with promises of being a
it's like-
healthier, safer, and better alternative than Lunchables.
Prime is
was now
easier, it's a
fading into
drink.
oblivion and got
But this is
associated
food,
with
and food for
contamination
kids.
and other nutrition controversies. As of August 2025, the founders who had been so vocal during the launch and early criticism have gone
I mean,
notably
Prime
quiet about
died
the brand's
too.
current status.
Previously it was like
Lunchly is proof that even influencers
sold all the
can't save
time,
a bad
overpriced
product.
because it
Even
was
the
like
biggest
rare.
social media names can't mask
Let's
a
see,
poor
so much of
product
pictures was like
experience. They had 3 massive
Prime,
creators,
90%
unlimited
off,
hype,
just
instant
buy it,
distribution,
please.
and parents ready to believe in a healthier alternative. But when medical
Like a
experts
full
exposed
basket
their health
full of
claims as
Prime
marketing
shit.
tricks, when customers found mold in their food, and when the founders responded to criticism with personal attacks,
The shops
instead
are
of
trying to
product
get rid of it.
improvements, all the celebrity power in the world could not save them. The brand technically survived, but their reputation never recovered. If you enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy these next
Definitely
ones as
tastes
well,
like shit
and don't
too.
forget to subscribe.
I don't know why the video is such... I look at the thumbnail, it's kind of like AI, I don't know what. But why is it the rendering or whatever is like such a bad quality? Everything was pixelated. This Triumph, very good Triumph picture. Amazing.